Good morning. My name is Brandon Norman. First of all, I would like to thank the University Board for taking time out of their busy schedules to be here today. Today, I will present to you a proposal. This proposal will address a recurring problem of student athletes who deal with mental illness and how I believe I can resolve that. My proposal to you today will be to conduct a 6-hour training seminar to help the athletic department personnel become more educated on mental illness awareness and also to provide them the tools they need to help resolve it. In my proposal, I will cover the following points. The current problem, which is the psychological problem student athletes faces as well as the lack of education on the matter by coaches and supporting staff. My solution would be to put in place a 6-hour training seminar to help eliminate these problems for coaches and student athletes. Of course, I will go over the cost of where I will receive the funding to make this 6-hour seminar a success. And lastly, my conclusion on why I believe you all should grant approval for this 6-hour seminar. Let's dig a bit deep into it. Let's look at the current problem here. The current problem, as we see, is awareness. Coaches here at the university tend to focus more on the physical rather than the psychological well-being of student athletes. Although we want our athletes to be tough and succeed in performing, we must understand and learn that they're still teenagers who deal with real-life problems and need a support system to help them with these problems. Well, when a coach lacks the ability to identify these signs of mental illness, it makes it hard for them to be a support system that the athletes need. Which leads us to how coaches can be not prepared when they encounter these moments. Take, for instance, when a player comes to a coach for advice for what they're going through, it's hard for a coach to relate because all coaches may have not experienced the problem this athlete is experiencing, making it harder for them to give support and advice. You know, even if a player decide not to bottle up their emotions and seek help from a coach or supporting staff, most are unsure what to tell these players or help him or her cope. So if a coach or staff member can't identify signs of mental illness, or they're not prepared when players approach them with these problems, they're pretty much useless in helping a player with psychological issues. And when that happens, players find themselves experiencing high depression, aggression, substance abuse, anxiety, and worst of all, sometimes suicide. But luckily, I have a solution to this problem. And my solution will start off with by bringing in professionals to help train our staff here at the university. These professionals, luckily, will be resources that I use here at the university. I would bring in the school psychiatrist and the head of the psychology department. Why? Because both of these two have knowledge of how to go about eliminating this problem for the coaching staff here at the university. There are also people who understand the underlying reason for these problems and how to help the people who experience the problems cope with them a bit better. And they offer the skills needed to help resolve it for our coaches. As far as involvement in this seminar, not only would it be an informational seminar, but the instructors would get a bit hands-on. They would set up role plays, putting coaches in situations to where they can use actually out in their field of work. As far as putting them in a situation they may experience with one of their star players is at a high level of anger, or when somebody in their organization is showing mad signs of depression, they understand how to go about the situation verbally and how to approach these players without making them feel uncomfortable. And it would also have a part for Q&As, which will open the floor for concerns. This gives the coaching staff the opportunity to address players who experience these signs by giving testimonies and seeing what kind of advice the professionals have for them to take back to their staff and utilize with their players who experience these signs and symptoms. As far as the cost, it would just total up to make this happen, just a total of $2,000, which is not bad at all. The way I came about $2,000 is that although we're using resources from the university, I would still like to compensate the two professionals for helping our athletic department become successful at catching mental illness in our athletes here. So therefore, we offer each professional $1,000 apiece. Where would this money come from? We decided that we will split the cost between all 9 athletic departments here at the university. So each department, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis, softball, all 9 of them will contribute to compensating these two professionals for giving this seminar. As far as a venue fee, we would mainly use our auditorium here at the athletic complex, which would allow us to save some money as far as not having to go out and spend on a venue to use for the seminar. In conclusion, it's important we must understand as an intercollegiate athletic program, we have to commit to the psychological well-being of student athletes and also understand these athletes' parents trusted us with the responsibility of taking care of them while they're here. And as far as change, the training would also help educate our staff to be able to catch signs of mental illness early on while also not being unprepared when they're encountered by the coaching and supporting staff. So after today, I will hope that you all give me the approval to make this seminar happen because this is something I believe can help us grow as an organization, can help our student athletes better themselves as an athlete and as well as a regular individual. And I believe this is something that would make the parents feel more okay about us having their kids here with us for the amount of time that they're here, knowing that we're grooming them to be young adults as well as worried about their well-being, not only physically but emotionally as well. Thank you for your time today.